Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. The Golden State Warriors locker room has reportedly entered a tense and chaotic period, and insiders suggest that the source of the turmoil is none other than Jonathan Kuminga. According to shocking whispers circulating among NBA insiders, head coach Steve Kerr has allegedly expressed frustration with Kuminga, claiming that the young forward is contaminating the team's chemistry. While the Warriors have long been celebrated for their camaraderie and precision, the presence of even a single disruptive influence can reportedly shift the balance of trust and collaboration in ways that affect performance on the court. The rumors began circulating after multiple anonymous sources suggested that interactions between Kuminga and veteran players have become increasingly strained, leading to heated exchanges during practice sessions. Some insiders even hint that certain key locker room leaders have tried to intervene, attempting to mitigate Kuminga's influence, but their efforts have allegedly only provided temporary relief as tensions continue to simmer below the surface. Observers familiar with team dynamics note that while young players often challenge authority, the specific nature of Kuminga's actions, described vaguely as attitude issues and questionable influence, has drawn more concern than typical rookie behavior, sparking fears that the entire team's focus could be compromised during crucial playoff stretches. This revelation has ignited a frenzy among fans and commentators, who are now scrutinizing every on-court interaction, every sideline conversation, and every subtle body language cue for signs that the Warriors' championship-caliber cohesion might be unraveling. Even casual observers of the NBA have started to speculate whether this issue might force Kerr to make difficult decisions regarding rotations, minutes, or even future roster adjustments to preserve team harmony. As the rumor mill continues to churn, insiders hint that the team's front office has been made aware of the alleged disruptions, sparking debates behind closed doors about leadership, mentorship, and a delicate balance between nurturing young talent and maintaining veteran stability. The narrative around Kuminga has rapidly shifted from promising rising star to potential locker room lightning rod, a transformation that many believe could define the trajectory of the Warriors' upcoming season. While no official statements have confirmed these allegations, the combination of anonymity, insider credibility, and detailed accounts of specific interactions has given the rumor a weight that is difficult for fans and analysts to ignore. It remains to be seen whether the Warriors can address these internal conflicts without disrupting their on-court performance. But the specter of Kuminga's alleged influence looms over every practice, press conference, and game. The NBA community is watching closely, dissecting every hint of tension, and anticipating whether this story might escalate into something that affects not only the team's record, but also the broader narrative of Golden State's dynasty ambitions. The rumor has grown so pervasive that even social media platforms dedicated to Warriors news are flooded with speculation, debates, and theories about how this alleged contamination might manifest in real-time games. Whether through miscommunication on defense, questionable shot selection, or clashes during critical moments of playoff contention. Analysts and former players alike are weighing in, offering insights that mix historical context, personal experience, and educated guesses, further fueling the narrative that Kuminga's presence could become a pivotal, controversial factor in the team's journey forward. With the season advancing and tensions subtly escalating, fans are left to ponder whether this alleged locker room turbulence is merely a temporary hiccup in Golden State's ongoing story or the beginning of a more serious challenge to one of the NBA's most celebrated team cultures. The discussions surrounding Kuminga have taken on almost mythical proportions within certain fan circles, as narratives about the young player being a locker room contaminant are endlessly dissected across forums, comment sections, and fan podcasts. The story reportedly began when anonymous sources, described as close to the team, suggested that Kuminga has been displaying a pattern of behavior that conflicts with the values Kerr and veteran leaders have worked to instill over years of championship contention. Some reports claim that the behavior includes dismissive attitudes during team meetings, subtle acts of defiance during drills, and a perceived lack of accountability in high-pressure moments. Although these claims are inherently difficult to verify, the very suggestion that a single player could influence such a highly disciplined team has generated enormous speculation, and in many ways, it has overshadowed actual game performance.
Coaches and team strategists are rumored to be closely monitoring interactions during practices, examining how Kuminga's presence might affect defensive rotations, offensive cohesion, and overall morale. While the media assist on even minor anecdotes to build a narrative that combines intrigue, tension, and uncertainty. Observers familiar with the Warriors' internal structure note that while Steve Kerr is known for his patience and mentorship, there might be a tipping point where repeated disruption, even from a talented young player, is no longer tolerable if it threatens team unity. The rumors have become so pervasive that some believe the front office might consider interventions ranging from formal counseling to adjustment in playing time. Aimed at mitigating what is being described as a subtle but influential negative force in the locker room. Fans have responded with a mix of skepticism, outrage, and fascination, dissecting videos of Kuminga's on-court demeanor for signs of arrogance, disengagement, or defiance. While veteran supporters of the team have attempted to contextualize the story as the natural growing pains of integrating young talent into a mature, established system. Analysts suggest that if these allegations hold any truth, the implications for Golden State could be significant, potentially influencing trade considerations, draft strategy, and even the approach to mentoring emerging stars in the future. The discussion has spilled into social media ecosystems where speculation thrives on anecdotes, insider leaks, and interpretation of body language, creating a whirlwind that amplifies the perception of tension far beyond what is visible to casual fans. In some circles, the narrative has even taken on a conspiratorial tone, suggesting that Kuminga's influence might be part of a broader cultural shift within the team, pitting the established veteran leadership against younger, ambitious players seeking autonomy and recognition. Whatever the reality, the rumor has firmly cemented itself in the public imagination, transforming simple reports about locker room tension into a storyline that dominates conversations around the Warriors, their leadership, and their championship prospects. Some whispers indicate that the friction between Kuminga and the veteran core has manifested not just in private discussions, but during practice scrimmages and informal drills where attitudes reportedly flare over shared responsibilities. Sources claim that these clashes, although subtle, have left lingering effects that ripple throughout the locker room, subtly shifting energy levels, affecting communication, and even influencing the intensity with which players approach drills. The speculation is that such patterns, if left unchecked, could translate into moments of hesitation or miscoordination during live games, particularly in situations that demand rapid decision-making under pressure. Observers suggest that the Warriors' style of play, which relies heavily on fluid movement, basketball IQ, and unspoken chemistry, might be especially vulnerable to these forms of internal discord. Rumors further imply that certain leaders within the team have tried to address the LA issues by creating mentorship opportunities or initiating private discussions with Kuminga. But the effectiveness of these interventions remains unclear, and some insiders describe the young player's influence as subtly corrosive, gradually altering team dynamics without overt confrontation. Analysts note that while teams often face challenges integrating young talent, the Warriors' situation is unique because of their history of sustained excellence, technique culture, and the expectations that come with being perennial championship contenders. As a result, even small disruptions can feel magnified, with coaches, staff, and veteran players hyper aware of every potential source of tension. The rumor has sparked debates among commentators about the balance between individual talent and collective harmony, questioning whether a player's exceptional skill can ever justify a perceived negative impact on team culture. Fans, intrigued by the drama, have begun scrutinizing interviews, pre-game warm-ups, and social media posts for any indication that the LA tension might be visible beyond the practice floor. The narrative paints a picture of a team delicately balancing mentorship, patience, and accountability while navigating the potentially destabilizing effects of youthful ambition and personality clashes. If true, the situation surrounding Kuminga could serve as a case study in how modern professional sports teams manage potential talent while protecting established systems. Though some remain skeptical about the extent of the alleged contamination. Meanwhile, the rumor itself continues to grow in prominence, generating endless speculation about how internal dynamics might affect upcoming games, rotations, and the team's ability to perform at a championship level. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Ducks updates. Let's keep going. Rumors further suggest that the Warriors' management might be quietly weighing options to contain the alleged influence of Kuminga, perhaps considering strategic decisions that go beyond plain team or coaching interventions. Sources hint at private meetings among executives, coaches, and veteran leaders where possible solutions are discussed, weighing the importance of nurturing a rising star against the imperative to maintain team cohesion. Some speculate that such discussions might even include the exploration of trade options, minor role adjustments, or the imposition of structured mentorship programs to channel Kuminga's energy more productively. While these measures are not confirmed, the very notion that they are being contemplated has generated additional chatter across social media, sports podcasts, and fan forums, amplifying the perception of a brewing internal crisis. Observers familiar with the Warriors' culture emphasize that Steve Kerr has historically prioritized trust, communication, and a collaborative approach, suggesting that any drastic measures would reflect the severity with which the alleged disruption is being viewed internally. The rumor further asserts that veteran leaders are particularly concerned about the potential for contagion, not in a literal sense, but in how attitudes, behaviors, and mindsets could ripple across the locker room if left unchecked. Analysts suggest that even subtle changes in attitude, confidence, or focus can manifest in high-stakes games, potentially influencing shot selection, defensive rotations, or the ability to execute under pressure. Fans are now watching every interaction between Kuminga and other players, seeking clues to confirm or refute the narrative, while social media debates oscillate between condemnation, defense, and theoretical strategy discussions. Some insiders posit that the tension could also affect long-term development plans, as young players often thrive or falter depending on how effectively team culture supports integration and growth. The rumor's persistence has sparked renewed interest in examining the Warriors' historical approach to rookie assimilation, leadership hierarchies, and communication strategies, suggesting that if any truth exists, the team might be navigating a delicate balancing act between performance imperatives and human dynamics. The stakes, according to this narrative, are not merely about winning games, but about preserving a culture that has been painstakingly built over years, with the potential disruption framed as a litmus test for leadership, accountability, and the resilience of Golden State system. Each report that emerges, though unconfirmed, adds layers to a story that now reads like a cautionary tale of talent, personality, and the sometimes invisible pressures that exist behind the scenes in elite professional sports environments. Speculation has even extended to game day behavior, with some observers suggesting that subtle interactions between Kuminga and key starters could influence rhythm, on-court communication, and even the intangible energy that fans and analysts alike identify as team chemistry. Rumors indicate that these dynamics are particularly pronounced during tight matchups where split-second decisions matter, and where small misalignments in coordination can have outsized effects on outcomes. Commentary surrounding these possibilities ranges from cautionary analysis to more dramatic narratives, portraying Kuminga as a young player whose talent is indisputable but whose presence might challenge the delicate balance of veteran relationships, leadership roles, and collective focus. Some insiders suggest that if the perceived issues persist, the coaching staff might have to intervene more directly, either through structured feedback sessions, adjustments to rotations, or more formal mentorship protocols. Analysts emphasize that the situation, as described in rumors, is not necessarily catastrophic but requires careful management to ensure that both individual development and team performance are maintained. Fans are increasingly attentive to body language, interactions, and social media posts, attempting to detect patterns that might confirm or dispel the narrative. While media coverage amplifies each anecdote into broader speculation about the Warriors' locker room climate, the rumor has sparked intense debate about the relative importance of individual personality management versus team-wide discipline, with some arguing that any disruption, however minor, is magnified in a championship-caliber environment. The perception that Kuminga might be introducing tension has also led to theoretical discussions about leadership strategies, including the roles of veteran mentorship, coaching authority, and conflict resolution in high-performing teams. Observers suggest that if the story holds any truth, it may offer valuable lessons for organizations on balancing useful ambition with established culture, highlighting the complexity of team management in elite sports. Even among casual fans, the narrative has begun to color expectations for the season, raising questions about whether the Warriors can maintain their trademark cohesion while integrating emerging talent whose personalities and ambitions might not yet align perfectly with the established system. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dog Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dudes community. Stay tuned for the next video.